That's God willing. I'm trying to change the world. Gotta teach the children. I ain't never letting up. I gotta stack a billion. Stay away from the fake like they reptilian. Hill game on the rise, know we all killing. I got blood in my eyes and I can't see.
Okay, guys, let's try to get to 3K, and let's get started. Naruto, a month in, injured Jiraiya with the four tails, and so Naruto then asked Jiraiya, "Why can't I train to be a ninja, not learning how to tame the nine tails?" And then Jiraiya widened his eyes and thought, if his body gets stronger, he might be able to take the nine tails chakra more. And so we'll figure that out when we get back to the village. And I did hear about that wood style kid, so we can train him in that when we get back to the village. And then Jiraiya clapped his hands together and says, "Good job, kid. You just found out the secret. We need to strengthen your body to use the chakra." And so Naruto smiled, and then Jiraiya says, "Get ready, Naruto. Tomorrow, when I get healed, we'll be going through rigorous training." And so then Naruto smiles and pumps his fist in the air and gets excited. And then Jiraiya said, "Oh, and also Naruto, you're considered an elite genin because Tsunade saw how you did against Shukaku and you beat a tail beast. So you will be elite genin. But you're elite genin because you're not intellectual enough to lead a team, and so we have to teach you how to do that." And so Naruto nods and gets ready. And so Naruto starts his training with Jiraiya. And so Jiraiya will start teaching him some Fuinjutsu, and probably start his Taijutsu in some type of remedial training. And Jiraiya even I think Jiraiya would use the Shadow Clone method because Sasuke was able to take 1,000 like auto Shinobi, like when he left his training, and learned the S rank jutsu with that. So I think we need to boost up Naruto because Sasuke has the Sharingan, but Naruto has the Taijutsu Bunshin, meaning Shadow Clone. And so I think that Naruto will use the Shadow Clone method at like 50 clones. And so Jiraiya starts teaching him probably the frog, the frog taijutsu. I think he'll do the frog taijutsu, and Jiraiya himself would probably make Naruto carry weights on himself to train his body. That's what I think. Yeah, that's what he'll most likely do. And so after basically a month of training like this, Naruto has gotten stronger, faster, and more agile, and the frog taijutsu goes well with him since it helps his unpredictability. And so I'm gonna just do a time skip. 1 year later, Naruto and Jiraiya are walking to this village that Jiraiya says one of his contacts are in, and Naruto has gotten really stronger. He used shadow clones to get more knowledge and stuff, and he's also learned a few jutsu like the Shadow Cage Bunshin Kunai and Shadow Cage Bunshin Shuriken, and he that's what he will learn because he was like just getting remedial thinking and like mental. This was like a mental thing for the first year, and so Naruto is now at like the capabilities to start elemental training, and Naruto is about, I would say, mid tuning level. He's like a decent tuning like Iruka right now, because with abilities and and he's also mastered the Rasengan. Yeah, I'm gonna give him that too. And so for this final year, not final year, but another year, Naruto will be doing elemental training and learning how to dispel genjutsu and missions like bounty hunting for against shootings and stuff to get experience. And so Jiraiya and Naruto walk into this town, and then Naruto's and it's called the Nadeshiko town, and yes, this will be a Naruto X Shizuka. It's the girl that tried to marry Naruto, but I'ma say Hidan and Kakuzu, while Shikazuka, Shikazuka, Shikazuka tried to follow Naruto. They destroy her town, and when she comes back with Naruto, her whole village is destroyed, and so she just follows Naruto. And so yeah, and so when they arrive, Naruto fights her and actually wins. And so then she says, "You have to marry me." And so Naruto says no, and him and Jiraiya leave, and she follows. And so Naruto and Jiraiya start the elemental training, and it finds out that Naruto has a wind elemental. And so after this, Jiraiya is happy because wind release is basically the best nature transformation because it can beat lightning. It amplifies fire. I mean, Dunton, what's Earth gonna do? Nothing. Water. The wind can probably just split the water apart. And so yeah, wind's the best. Maybe fire would work, but yeah, its only weakness is fire, but fire's weakness can literally be earth, water, and like it's good against, I guess, against lightning. Like what would happen? And so wind has less weaknesses, so I think that wind's better. Just saying. And so Naruto, he starts his training with the leaf splitting exercise, and so yeah, I'm gonna give this 6 months later. Naruto has mastered the leaf cutting and the waterfall exercise because he did it particularly fast in the original, but I'm giving it 6 months. Yeah. And so now, since he like mastered like the exercises, he just has to get used to using it. And so Naruto had just learned tons of wind release jutsu, and he's working on his own S rank jutsu. And Jiraiya told him to try to add wind release to the Rasengan. And yes, Naruto will make the Rasen Shuriken in this one. It don't make sense to me. Sasuke can make Kirin with just I know he's a prodigy, but not like Itachi or anybody. So, but Naruto literally can use shadow clones to train with it. And so Naruto right now is like at 14, and Shizuka is she is 15. Yes, 15. I would make her 15. And she follows them, and then she appears one day, and so she says, "Marry me." And like Naruto says, "No, I don't want to marry you." And so yeah. And so when they go back to take her home, because something happened to the queen, she sees the whole village killed by Hidan and Kakazu. And so Jiraiya appears, and then he sees the what happened. And so then Jiraiya says, "I can take Kakazu, you guys take Hidan." And so Naruto tells her to calm down because he actually got some ninja training. And so then Naruto, Naruto has like 10 wind release jutsu like under his belt, like wind style great breakthrough, wind style gale palm, wind style wall, wind style wind style bullet, those kind of stuff. Wind style, you know what I mean. And so Naruto is dodging Hidan's slashes, that's trying to cut him, and so um then Naruto kicks Hidan in the stomach, and then he substitutes a log trying to not get himself cut because Jiraiya told him that Hidan can cut them like him and basically kill a person or hurt them extremely. And so um right when Shikuza runs angrily at Hidan, he's about to slash her right in the chest. Naruto screams out "Stop!" channeling chakra through his body, and golden chains appear. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so Jiraiya just got done killing Kakazu. I think Jiraiya can defeat Kakazu. I believe it. I believe that. I'm sorry. Oh, and they already extracted Fu. I just want to tell you that they extracted her Biju early. They're trying to get as much Biju as they can, basically, at this moment. And so yeah, to make the time go on this right course, if you catch my drift. And so, and so, Naruto, um, chains wrap around Hidan, and then they're going all through Hidan's chest, and so then, Jiraiya appears, and thinks Kushin is chained, and then ignores it for now and slams the Udama Rasengan, through Hidan, and then they sever Hidan's head, like just sever his head, and they bury him alive because he can't die. He can't die. Now that's tough. And so that's just what happens. I think Jiraiya can handle Kakazu because Kakashi could handle Kakazu to a level, and so I think Jiraiya could with like Sage Mode and stuff. Yeah, with Sage Mode he could handle him. Yeah, with Sage Mode, and so Shizuka is happy to avenge her family's killers, and she now has gotten an actual crush on Naruto. And so she starts helping Naruto with his training while taking like all of the scrolls of the Nadashiko village and training in that too. And so after another 6 months, Naruto has learned the Rasen Shuriken, and Jiraiya has told him about his family, the Uzumaki clan. And so then Tsunade announced Naruto's from the elite Uzumaki clan. That took everybody by surprise. And so Naruto takes more Fuinjutsu lessons and actually learned that due to his Uzumaki density of chakra, he can make ceiling tags with just his fingertips using chakra. And so yeah, like he started using like his chakra chains, practicing with them more, and overall getting better with using them. And so then he got a black and red this is what Naruto's wearing, that black and red thing. And so everybody knows that he's an Uzumaki now, and he's officially a clan heir now, and they all know now that he's actually related to Tsunade of the Tsunade. And so yeah, like Sakura was taken by surprise and thinks that's Naruto can card BAHN. He's literally related to her. You know what I mean? Yeah. And she might actually be his grandma. You never know. But anyways, Naruto. Oh yeah. Back to the story. Naruto, for the rest of the 6 months he has, because he went on the 2 years, 6 months. What do you think? So he's so the Rasen shuriken still hurts his body, and so he's been training his body during like his elemental training, and so I think he will learn. Hmm, he's about like Jonin level at this point, and so what should we do? I would say Sage mode, but hmm, would he be too overpowered if he took Sage mode? He'll probably be Cage. Okay, here's what I'll do. How Naruto for the rest will train in his KK Genkai, getting his adamantium chains better, and he'll train in taijutsu heavily with Jiraiya, and and he'll um and he'll practice being a censor and awaken his own mind of the Kagura. Not as great as Karin, but it'll be good enough. And so it's basically getting better, and so this will make him at Kakashi's level. I mean, he'll be like probably equal to Sasuke or even more, because if he had Sage mode, he would just destroy Sasuke. But now he's probably stronger or equal to. Using his KK Genkai, he'll probably have an edge on Sasuke, so he might be stronger. You never know. And so Naruto also has been killing like tunings like that leave prison and stuff to get their bounties, and has collected a large sum of bounty that Tsunade has put into his account. And she also has given him a Takubetsu Jonin vest, which he will go for Jonin rank when he arrives in the village. And so, yeah, that's it. And so when he arrives back with Shizuka, Naruto has also started to like her more, with spending time with her and stuff. And he also has gotten over a crush with Sakura, and Shizuka helped out with that too. She told him that she hit him for no reason and stuff. Shizuka kind of doesn't like Sakura either for what she did to Naruto. Like, how could you just hit a person for asking you out? And she says he's annoying. She's annoying. I could go on and on. And Hinata, she is infatuated with Naruto still. I can't change that. But Naruto, I don't. I think Naruto only liked her because she has an infatuation with him. Like Hinata. Hinata thinks that Naruto. Like I told a person like this group of people in Discord, Hinata truly doesn't love Naruto. She is infatuated with Naruto. It's like an obsession. It's like a child predator. They don't love him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Or like a stalker. I mean, like in their mind, they say that they're in love with you, but a stalker is obsessed. Hinata literally stalks Naruto. Some people think, oh, that's cute. Stalking a person, training. I'm sorry, but that's weird. For all those Hinatards, Sakutards, amen. I'm just saying, do not take it personal. But they both are trash. Their character is trash. I'm sorry. Okay, let's get into it. And so, Naruto heads back to the village, and everybody's looking at him in the streets because he's a clan head. And so people wave at him and smile. And so then Sakura walks up to him, and she thinks, Naruto, you changed. And so Naruto, in his usual Naruto way, facts that like Naruto away. He says, "You haven't changed a bit." Now that's tough. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. And so then when she tries to hit him, he dodges. He don't take. He don't let her hit her anymore, man. You already know. And so, then Naruto goes to eat ramen with her in this Naruto way fashion. And so then, um, he says, "I'm guessing we're facing Kakashi." I'm facing Kakashi and Sakura, and Tsunade nods. And she said it'll be you and Shizuka versus Sakura and Kakashi. And you will fight tomorrow. You'll be throwing hands. And so they get ready while Tsunade talks to Naruto and hugs him, and Naruto and Shizuka get to Naruto's new clan home, which is fire, by the way. It's like Uzumaki, and people start wearing the Uzumaki crest because that's Naruto's clan crest, and so the leaf people can't wear it anymore because it's a clan, and they can't have clans can't have other people wearing their stuff. That's so yeah, so they just start wearing it, and so Naruto now, he goes to throw hands, no cap. And so Naruto, I'm gonna run down Naruto's abilities. Naruto has mastered the wind and nature type with after a whole year of training in it with shadow clones, and he has also mastered the frog senjutsu training, and so I mean not senjutsu but the taijutsu, and so he just needs to learn the senjutsu to put it to another degree like with Jiraiya, and he has also gotten smarter like playing shogi and stuff, and actually can do strategies and use the basic jutsu, and he has also learned tons of stuff like the shunshin, basic jonin leaf stuff with mastering wind nature type, and so he could probably beat Asuma. He could probably beat Kurenai with his minds of the Kagura sensing, because he can sense in something trying to block his chakra, and so yeah, and so yeah, but Naruto hasn't trained in the Kaibu's chakra all at all. And so he also has the Rasen Shuriken, and he can only do it once a day. So yeah, he'll only be able to do it once a day, but it heavily damages a person, like it one-shotted Kakazu. And so yeah, but it's rated as a Kenjutsu that Tsunade already marked. Yeah, so it's a Kenjutsu. And so yeah, so Naruto and Shizuka, and so when Sakura just runs at Naruto and with a chakra enhanced punch, right before she's about to hit, Naruto dodges, and then he kicks her in the stomach, back to Kakashi, and then Kakashi be like fireball jutsu, and so Naruto says wind style, wind barrier, and so the wind barrier surrounds the fireball and sucks it in and disperses it, and so then Kakashi then says water style, water dragon jutsu, and so Naruto then says wind style, great breakthrough, splitting the water dragon in half, making rain trickle down. And so then Naruto makes 20 Cage Bunshin, and so then him and Shizuka are in there, and then Naruto makes 10 Cage Explosions to trick Kakashi, and even adds some regular clones in it. And so then Kakashi can't even and so then when Kakashi tries to take one of them down, one explodes. And so they're trying to dodge his Cage Bunshin and Sakura too. And so then Shizuka takes Sakura, while Naruto takes Kakashi. Naruto and Kakashi get into a heavy taijutsu fight and going hand for hand, hits for hits, punches for punches. You already know. And so then Kakashi jumps back and Naruto does too. And then Kakashi says lightning style, lightning wolf jutsu. And so then Naruto says wind style, multiple wind bullet jutsu. And then it hits them. And then Kakashi says mud style, mud wall jutsu. And so then Naruto jumps up with the Rasengan and Kakashi with the Raikiri. And so then Naruto replaces himself with an exploding cage Bunshin and explodes himself like the clone explodes. Then Kakashi gets thrown back, and then Naruto appears with a kunai to the neck and say, "Give up. I'm sorry, but your contract has expired, Kakashi. You're about to be dead if you don't give up." And Kakashi did, surprised that Naruto has grown so much. He can actually beat him. Now that's up. And so, yeah, Naruto can beat Kakashi because, like, Sasuke could probably beat Kakashi when he came back from his training. I don't know. Yeah, I think he can. With both three Tomoe Sharingan, it's debatable. Kakashi post Shippuden versus Sasuke. Maybe Kakashi would get him with his Mangekyo, but Kakashi's not going to use his Mangekyo against the comrade, and so Naruto wins it anyways. And so it don't really matter. And so yeah, Naruto beats Kakashi. And Shizuka was able to beat Sakura. She doesn't have no 100 healings. What does she have? Nothing. She just has her strength. She can have all the strength in the world, but if she doesn't have speed, it can do nothing. I'm sorry. But anyways, Naruto becomes Jonin, or you know what? He becomes Elite Jonin, and Shizuka becomes Takubetsu Jonin, and Naruto then asks Shizuka on a date, and she accepts. She likes Naruto, and so they go out, and they're now officially boyfriend and girlfriend. And then Sakura looks saddened because she knows that her team will never be the same. Naruto isn't infatuated with her anymore, and so Naruto can't hold the team together. And him and Shizuka are dating. Like their team's over. It's not going to be the same. And so, instead of Danzo's side getting in, it's just Shizuka. And so, Naruto gets put on the mission to go get Gaara, and he is second leader of the team next to Kakashi because he's a special, like he's a Jonin, elite Jonin. And so yeah, Naruto is also wearing a Jonin flat jacket under his wear, and so they head to Gaara. And so Naruto takes off his 100-pound weights and they dash. They go dashes. Okay. My bad. So when they get there, Sakura heals Kankuro, and they had to go get Gaara. And instead of Naruto rushing like an idiot, he stays put. And so, Deidara runs off, and so Kakashi tells him and Naruto to follow. And so Kakashi says, Naruto, I have one shot to hit Deidara. Do you have a jutsu that could stop him? And so Naruto nodded and said, Kakashi, I have a S rank jutsu that I can use to take him down and possibly kill him. And so Kakashi says, okay. And so Kakashi runs up, get a good aim at one of Data's arms or something, I believe, and Kama moves it away, and Data screams in agony, and then Naruto does a Rasen Shuriken at Data. And since Data is worrying about his injuries right now, you don't see it. And so right when Data is about to jump out the way, it hits him and explodes, and all Data's cells are destroyed. I'm sorry. His cells are destroyed. It destroys Data to a cellular level, and Data disappears. He's dead. And so then, um, Data and um and Sasori dies, and so Kakashi watches in amazement at Naruto just used an S rank jutsu, and thinks, how strong did he get? If he used that against me, I would have been dead. And so, now Kakashi eye smiles and says, good job, Naruto. And so they head back earlier in Tagara, and Granny Shio saved that's her life to and then they take Gara back. And when Tsunade hears of this, and other nations, Naruto's now like an A rank in the bingo book, almost S rank, and he is actually 28.5 as an A rank in the bingo book for do not get hit by his S rank jutsu. Now that's tough. And so the whole Leaf and including the rookie 9 are amazed at how strong Naruto has gotten, and Naruto even gives Neji his spar, and of course beats him. And so since Kazu and Hidan, oh yeah, Sasuke trying to retrieve him arc, trying to retrieve him arc in Shippuden. Okay. Oh yeah, is it called a bridge something? What's it called? I forgot what bridge it's called, but anyways, I and so Yamato comes with him, and so he accesses Sasori of the Red Sand, and they and so when they find out, Naruto gets in a fight but does not get provoked, and so he's actually doing decent against Orochimaru, and so Orochimaru thinks he might just be as strong as Sasuke. And so then Naruto gets angry a little and releases one tail. But listen, he's under control. And so he's throwing hands even more. And so Orochimaru thinks he's in control. And so then Naruto goes two tails and is barely hanging on, but decides to stop there. And so Naruto's firing Winjutsu after Winjutsu, like Wind style, Wind Dragon Jutsu, because look, he has unlimited chakra, and so then Naruto uses his secret. He uses his chakra chains, grabs Orochimaru, wraps him around, and slams him, creating a crater. And so then Orochimaru runs off, and they find Sasuke, and Sasuke doesn't get a Genjutsu on Naruto. Naruto easily dispels it, and even Naruto kicks Sasuke, and so then Sasuke actually tries to do a Kirin, but then Naruto says, so then Naruto says Uzumaki Arts, Golden Chakra Barrier, and so around them, this like barrier just surrounds his team, and so the Kirin actually gets dispelled itself, and so Sasuke's like, there's no way, and so Naruto used tons of his chakra to use his golden chakra from his chakra chains to um to block the Kirin. And so yeah, that's tough. And so Sasuke and them retreat while the team looks at Naruto in amazement. He just matched a jutsu of that scale? Now that's tough! And so Sasuke will probably do even more training to try to match Naruto. But yeah. And so Naruto has back and like he's like the what the whole leaf is talking about. He just he can deflect, he can block an S rank jutsu. And so now Naruto is actually thought to be the next Hokage. And so Tsunade tells Naruto of his father, and so she says, "You can't tell anybody for now until you get stronger to at least being an S rank in the bingo book." And Naruto nods, and he starts training in the Hirashi, the Flying Thunder God. And so, what now? Um, Asuma lives, and so we're we're just gonna go straight to I believe Jiraiya would die. Sadly, Jiraiya does die, and so Naruto's sad, but then Shizuka cheers him up, and so then they decode it, and Naruto goes for Senjutsu training. And so when Naruto does that, he arrives in the village right before the pain attack happens, and so Pain just attacks Naruto. And so, um, after they fight, the fight goes. It goes pretty much the same. To be honest, yeah, it pretty much goes the same. Maybe Naruto's more versatile, but he can't use wind. He can't use his wind release, because they'll just absorb it, and so it goes pretty much the same. And so Naruto beats Pain with more finesse. Oh yeah, and Minato gives Naruto some tips probably on how to master the Flying Thunder God, and I believe Nagato in this version would tell Naruto to watch out for Danzo and try to become Hawkeye himself. And so then Naruto takes out a scroll and writes it down, writes his own formula. That's a mix of the Tobirama's and Minato's. If like the circle inside of Tobirama's is the Minato formula. And so then he masters the jutsu. Well, he doesn't master it, but he gets it. And so then he goes straight to where the assembly is, and then he says, "Yo." And so everybody's like, "What are you doing here?" And the elders glare, and Naruto says, "I am Naruto Uzumaki, son of the Yondaime Hokage, and the also son of the Red Habanero, and heir to the Uzumaki clan." And the Daimyo chuckles and says, "So you're the kid that they've been praising." And Naruto nods. And Naruto says, "I'm also the pupil of Jiraiya and student of Kakashi, Hatake, the copy ninja, and the Toad Sonic." And so Naruto says, "I nominate myself." And Dante says, "I also nominate myself as the Rakudame Hokage." And so Danzo and Naruto glare at each other. And so then Danzo explains first about the Sandame's teachings, and then Naruto says his speech. He says the Sandame's teachings weren't bad. It's how he handled them. Orochimaru needed a father. The Sandaime Hawkins couldn't give it to him. The Sandaime Hawkins did fail on some things, but that is not his morals. That's not the morals of Hashirama or Tobirama. that doesn't send Hawkage's problems. And so the will of fire, it looks like it's not to say it's weak. It's not to say compassion is weak. It is what drives the land of fire. That that's what drive me to defeat like Nagato. That that's how we're even alive today. That's how Kakashi is alive. That's how our greatest ninja are alive because of the will of fire. The will of fire is what drives us. The will of fire is what drives us. And so if you even think that, Donzo, that it's a weakness, you are mistaken. And so the Daimyo, appreciating Naruto's speech, says, yes, I nominate Naruto Uzumaki as the Rakudame Hawkage. And so now we're gonna get into the fourth race. I know we are. You already know. And so Naruto gets ready. And so, how you guys probably wondering how will the war go? And here's how it will. Well, wait, but we have to do all the other stuff. Okay, hold up. So when Naruto becomes Hawkeye, they announce it, and they also announce his heritage, and everybody goes wild. Everybody's happy that they're Hawkeye, and so Naruto also um, gets engaged with Suzuka, and her and Naruto are happily engaged and will have great children. Well, at least I think. And so, Naruto, as the Hawkeye, um, makes Shikamaru Nara and Neji Hyuga as his advisors, and has Neji, Kakashi, and Might Guy. No, they have to have strong ninja there, and so Kakashi will stay in the village. So Neji, Guy, Neji and Guy as his two bodyguards, and so they head there. And Naruto also put Sasuke S rank in the bingo book, making the smart decision. He is Hawkeye. He doesn't have room for trivial matters, like saving his friend. I'm sorry. You can't save someone that doesn't want to be saved. Now that's up. And so, um, oh yeah, they head to the thing. So when Naruto walks in with, like, it literally looks like Minato's Hokage cloak, Naruto says, puts on his hat and says, I'm the Rakudame Hawkeye. And so then, Nanuki jumps up and says, "Are you the Yellow Flash's son?" And Naruto nods and says, I hope that is okay." And so Inoki reluctantly nods and sits down. And so smirks at Naruto and says, "We might have a spar." And Naruto nods, and May looks at him like he's a piece of meat, which he's not. I'm sorry. And so his cloak is red, like at the bottom, and in the same with a white thing, you could say. I don't know. And so Naruto, um, Naruto. Oh yeah, the meeting starts, and then Naruto says, "I am also the Kyuubi Jinchuriki," and say, Madara Uchiha is the schemer behind this, and then Naruto says the Mangekyo Sharingan can do tons of things, and Inoki nods, knowing that this Mangekyo Sharingan that Madara has is very powerful, and so Naruto also says, my not like the Nine Tails says they're trying to form the Jubi. And there's what's the Jubi. Naruto says it's when all nine-tailed beasts get sealed inside of something, and it created earthquakes and stuff that rocked the world, and so they all nod, and so then Mei Terumi doesn't say that, and so they basically say, um, and so then they say we have to make an alliance, and so then that's when Zetsu appears. Yes, Zetsu appears, and so when Zetsu appears, the Raikage zooms right past him, right to Sasuke, and then Naruto turns on Sage Mode and takes out a tri-pronged kunai, and so then and so the Zetsu that tried to take Naruto's body, just turned into a rock. And so then Inoki widens his eyes thinking Senjutsu, and then sees a tri-pronged kunai, and Naruto throws it through the door and disappears in a yellow flash. And so then all the cages widen their eyes, and then Inoki grumbles thinking another yellow flash. Great. And so then Naruto saves the Raikage using Fuinjutsu to make the Raikage's arm not get blasted off or burned off. And so then Sasuke snarls and thinking, "You're the Hokage? I thought Danzo was going to be." And so then Danzo says, "Yes, I should have been," coming out of a corner. And so then Sasuke, and so then Naruto then snarls and then makes a cage Bunshin, and then he throws a Rasen Shuriken at Danzo, which Danzo takes, but then just he just uses the Sharingan, and so Naruto and Sasuke temporarily fight Danzo, teaming up, and Sasuke ends up killing Danzo, and so Naruto then fights Sasuke in an all-out fight, and so Naruto's currently defending Sasuke by and so then Sasuke then goes to like Susanoo, but Naruto then wraps his chakra chains around Sasuke's Susanoo, restricting its movements, and can't even like shoot a bow and arrow at him. And so then Naruto makes a shadow clone that throws a Rasen Shuriken at it, making Sasuke getting hurt. And then Madara appears, takes Sasuke, and they retreat. And so, the cages make Naruto the head of it, and so then, the Raikage tells Naruto he wants him to master his Biju's chakra at Turtle Island. And so, Turtle Island goes practically the same. Maybe Kushina, gives Naruto some tips on how to use the chakra chains to a better level. And so then there's a Naruto that's using the Kyuubi's chakra with Flying Rajin, with Sage Mode. And so then Naruto makes 100 clones to fight on all fronts at the beginning. It's right at the beginning. So basically every front has has a cage there with Naruto helping. And so then Naruto himself is probably in HQ with the cages. No, Naruto will be fighting. Yeah, Naruto will not set aside. Naruto will be fighting. And so then they quickly find Obito. Oh yeah, the cages fight Madara. Oh my gosh, here we go. Oh yeah, and Tsunade wakes up and she's fighting too. So Tsunade's helping out in the hospital with Sakura. And so yeah, it's deadly. And so when they all basically fight with Tsunade going there to fight too, Madara gets pushed to the defense because there's a person that was able to master the Kyuubi's chakra and use a teleportation jutsu, but it's Madara. He's not going down. And so then when Obito makes Madara immortal, Sasuke appears with all the 4 cages. And since Naruto's stronger in this one, Naruto actually befriends Kurama like original, and he doesn't die. And so then Madara doesn't get the Jubi. And so with the aid of Sasuke fighting, and basically everybody fighting Madara falls. Madara cannot take a Mangekyo Sharingan, like eternal Mangekyo, Naruto with flying Raijin, so Madara can take like the 5 cage with like Tsunade and stuff, but when Naruto masters the Kyuubi's chakra and stuff, it gets tricky because this is not Madara. This is because it's basically Obito and Madara with no Ten Tails. And so after tons of fighting with the 5 cage, Madara, Tsunade, even Sakura gets her little power up. Madara falls. I'm sorry. And so and so then Obito goes to Naruto's side again, that taught no jutsu, and they kill Black Zetsu. And so after all of what happened, Hagoromo appears and gives Sasuke and Naruto both their power-ups. But Kurama doesn't get unleashed because he's still sealed inside Naruto. So they go both for their mindscapes and Naruto. And so Naruto gets chakra from the beast, but Sasuke steals them. But since Naruto... And so Minato will probably steal the Kyuubi's chakra into Naruto. And so Naruto beats Sasuke and brings us back to the village, and Sasuke marries Sakura, and Naruto and what's her name, Shizuka, get married and have tons of children. Little Naruto's running around, and so Naruto becomes the greatest Hokage ever, and there's tons of the Uzumaki clan has also been repopulated, and the and so all the villagers are scared of Naruto's insane power. He has the flying Raijin from the 4th. He has mastered the Nine-Tails chakra. And so yeah. And so if you guys want me to go into Boruto, you're gonna have to get 500 likes. I know it's unreasonable, but I do not care.